All right, everybody. I'm gonna be doing a different video. I have not done a video in probably 4 weeks. It's just been stupid busy at the yard and busy here at the house. But I'm working on some Lincolns, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing with these and why I will probably never buy another Lincoln to fix and sell again, because this has been an absolute, I would love to see why they designed it this way. I don't understand it. I think it's ridiculous. So as you can see, that is the front bumper for the 16 Lincoln MKX. It comes off in one unit. This should be an MKX. Yeah, this is an MKX. It comes off in one unit, and I kept thinking I took it off wrong, but I've looked and looked and looked, and I'm pretty sure that's how you take this thing off. And it is an absolute nightmare to take off. I don't understand why it comes off in one unit like that, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's so aggravating. This whole thing started when I bought this one here. It's a 2016 MKX, front wheel drive. It ended up hitting a deer. It took out the cooling pack, the hood, bumper, both headlights. So I bought it sight unseen. It just popped up online. I was like, that looks like a pretty easy fix. You know, we'll buy it. It is priced right. So we picked it up. It has 102,000 miles, I think. Obviously, it's going to be a salvage title with the damage on the front. These are the parts that were damaged. As you can tell, the front bumper is no good. Grills are no good. Headlights are still here. They looked all right in the picture, but when it showed up, all the tabs on this one are busted. The actual housing is busted on that one as well. It's got holes in them. All the inner structure was bent and damaged. Copart does a really good job at taking pictures that don't show the damage that good. When they took a picture of this car online, they took a picture of the engine like this. All you could see was the upper radiator support, which actually didn't look that bad. It looked like it was still straight with everything else. What they didn't show was the cooling pack completely pressed in against the motor, and the radiator support looked good, but it was actually pushed back quite a bit to where it actually bent these brackets that is on the rebar. So I actually swapped the rebar. I probably could have straightened them, but it was like 4 nuts on each side to swap a tie bar or the rebar. So I just went ahead and put a rebar on it. Also, we had some hidden damage in here as well. The sensor that is on this wire right here, had to replace that. And I still have to replace the oil dipstick. I got to do that before I forget. I actually did forget until I just did this video, and you guys are reminding me. So I got to replace that. This is the cooling pack that came out of that car. Now, this car is also a 2016 MKX, and this is an all-wheel drive, and this is a flood vehicle. And interesting, I wouldn't call it a flood vehicle. That is a very broad term for a salvage vehicle. They claim this as a flood vehicle because the sunroof leaks. That's it. It runs, it drives. There's nothing wrong with the drivetrain on this vehicle. But the interior is nasty, like moldy, nasty. because the sunroof leaked. The floors are soaked. I mean, it's hard to even breathe in there. So this one we picked up because it is the same color as this one. So we just saved a ton of money on paint and material. But we have an issue because this is I think a reserve is what this one is. And this is more or less a base model with some extras. Like the wheels, these should be 18s. So these are 18-inch rims. This one here has 20-inch rims. This one's front-wheel drive. This one's all-wheel drive. This one does not have the cameras and the parking sensors. This one does. As you can tell, that mirror don't have a camera. That mirror does have a camera. As same with the front bumper. This one, the front bumper does not have parking sensors. This one does. That will probably be the only visual difference, is that bumper has parking sensors and that one does not. Other than that, you would not tell. You would not be able to tell. Weirdly enough, this vehicle does have parking sensors in the rear bumper, so it would actually look normal. But when we go to sell this, we're gonna explain to them, hey, it does not have parking assist in the front. You know, it's just the only bumper you could find. So we will have to disclose that. But the inner structure is the same. Tie bars, everything are the same. The headlights are the same. The grill's the same. The other issue that we have is this piece. This one has the flaps. You know, they'll close and open. The other one does not. This one is not going to have the flaps. And that piece that I just showed you guys actually goes right here. Mounts in the front. It will mount to these brackets right here. So what we're going to have to do, I did a little looking. This is the old piece. See these holes right here? So apparently they made this inner structure the same, and then they added the flaps if that vehicle is going to come with it or not. The only problem I'm going to have is I'm going to have to use this original wiring harness, and hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing is broke on this harness, because I got to use it because the harnesses are different. As you can tell, the numbers, this one is a CC harness. This one over here is different. So we're going to have to use that harness with this inner structure. This is the BC, different harnesses. I can pull all these out, and then this will be the same as what that one is over there. I'll just have to put that harness on this piece. Same with the front bumper. I'm going to have to use that bumper harness for this front bumper, because this harness has the parking sensors. The other one does not. This one also has a module right here with this line here that goes to the washer reservoir, which makes me think this might have headlight washers or something of that sort, because this line here goes down and hooks to the windshield washer reservoir. So I will have to eliminate that and put the harness to that bumper on this one. And I checked that harness out over there. Everything looks good. Doesn't look like anything got pinched or cut. But I'm going to tear it apart and check. The fan harness, thankfully, is the same between these two cars, because I don't know where this car went to get serviced at, but I would never take a vehicle back to there. Someone has replaced the exhaust manifolds, the converter manifolds. They put aftermarket ones on. When they did that, they pulled the cooling fan off of the radiator pack. the cooling pack is what I call it, which is, you know, the radiator, the condenser, the tranny cooler, all that is in one unit. It just pulls right out. They pulled this cooling fan out. They forgot to put 2 bolts back in it. And they also forgot to clip the harness back in its original spot. They actually broke a lot of the clips. I have replaced them. As you can see, new tape, replaced the clips. And I'll show you what happened since they did not put it back the right way. The exhaust wire, or the wire, was up on the exhaust and burnt the harness. Thankfully, the harness in that one was not damaged, because then I would be having to source a harness, and it's probably not cheap. Unfortunately, I have realized, and this is probably why I will never buy another Lincoln to fix, Lincoln parts are expensive. Shockingly expensive. Did not realize it when I bought it. These headlights used range $500 to $800 a piece for the headlights. Then you have radiator, condenser, cooling fans. That is another $150 to $250 for that. Front bumper, good luck finding one. There was a couple of them online. They all had damage. They all needed to be painted. None of them were the same color. And the cheapest one I found was $1,000 for a front bumper with damage. And that was a bare bumper. Also, these chrome, shiny, stupid grills right here, $250 a piece used. Then you still have that piece, that piece, that piece, and a hood, which, again, aluminum, hard to find because most of these get hit in the front. This one is damaged, bent here, bent here. Aluminum's really hard to fix. You could probably get someone to fix that, but by the time they charge you to fix it, it'd be insane. So this hood, $900. Couldn't find one in the same color. That's why I bought a whole vehicle. I bought that car for $4,600, I think, is what that one cost. And I figure I got all these parts up front for around $3,000. I figured it up. The parts I would need to fix this car were around $3,000, not painting them. That's just the parts. I still would have to find someone to paint them. So I bought that car for around $4,600. I can get all my parts. So I will have about $1,600 in this vehicle. And I still have everything to sell at the salvage yard. We have the rims. It actually has almost brand new tires on it. You have all the body panels minus the hood and bumper, because I don't need fenders. So the fenders, everything can be sold. I wouldn't sell much on the interior, as far as anything on the interior is pretty nasty. But you still have a motor, tranny, transfer case, rear drive shaft, both front knees, which are adjustable suspension, because here's your adjustment right here. Here's your sensor for road or ride control. So these are probably not cheap. You also have rear carrier, both rear suspensions. So this one will definitely make its money back, no problem. So that's not too bad. So we're gonna get this all put back together. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how retarded this was. That's stupid. That is absolutely retarded. You guys can leave any comments you want in the comment section. Maybe I did this wrong, but it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to pull that off. And that was the only way I could figure out how to do it. So if I did it wrong, let me know. But I don't see how. Because that chrome grill is clipped into the bumper. It goes through the bumper into the black structure behind it. And you also have Torx bits right there that mount this chrome to the headlight. Well, that is tucked in behind here. I mean, you could probably cut this out and get to it. Makes no sense. But anyway, retarded. That's what I think about that whole situation. And I almost forgot. This lovely little thing. See this right here? This is a bracket that attaches the bottom to the top. They mounted this like that. So the white part that I'm holding, the white part or white piece on the part that I'm holding bolts to the rebar, okay? Then this bolts to the top bar. So they intertwined this between that. So you can't get this off. So you pull these bolts off, loosen this, and then fish this thing out because the rebar runs through here. So you can't pull it unless you unbolt the rebar. Unless you had to do it the way I did it. I had to take the center bar out, do this, and then pry it enough to fish it out from underneath the rebar. Like, this car is absolutely mind-blowing how dumb they intertwined everything together. Just, oh my gosh. Now it makes sense why they totaled it, because the labor rate on this thing has got to be ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But super clean on the inside. Black leather. I gotta clean it all up. But it's got 108,841 miles on it. Didn't pop any airbags. There's no codes. It runs and drives. So super stoked with this buy. We're gonna get this all cleaned up. Should make some decent money on this once we sell it. I also have another Lincoln in here, which is oh my gosh. This was the first Lincoln I bought, and I regretted buying this one. And then I was stupid enough to buy another one. This one might actually end up all right. It's taking a lot longer than I was expecting to swap everything over. This one is a 2021 Lincoln Aviator we bought from the auction. Didn't look too bad, again, at the auction. And really, it's not. It's really not bad. The bumper is damaged. I don't know. Someone could fix it. I'm not going to fix it because when I fix something, I do it right. And that really just needs to be replaced. If I was going to keep this vehicle, maybe I might. But it's deformed here. With it being black, it'd be really hard to get this straightened back out. You could heat this up and reform it, but it's still going to show. Headlights damaged, which in the picture, it didn't really look damaged. Because, I mean, like right here, don't look too bad. But see, there's a huge chunk missing out of this headlight. And it's busted all in here. The hood didn't look too bad. But it's aluminum. Got this lit. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's bent right there. Fender, obviously no good. Door, obviously no good. So all of that needs to be replaced. I had to replace all the suspension pretty much. Replace this lower control arm, replace that lower control arm down there, replace the strut, replace this knuckle because this was damaged, and replaced this ride control sensor right there. And honestly, I thought that was going to be expensive, but that was like $12 from Lincoln. That was probably the cheapest thing I had to buy, was that ride control sensor. And even came with the rod because the rod was broke. So that was fantastic. But all of that's been fixed and replaced. So we are good to go with the suspension. It is done. The unfortunate side of this, this is all-wheel drive. It destroyed the wheel and the tire. So, being all-wheel drive, you now have to buy tires. Well, there's $1,000. Tires. So we got new tires for it. And it did destroy a rim. Unfortunately, these rims are expensive. Used rim was $500 for the rim. So right now I have been trying to find one of these cars in this color that is like destroyed in the rear or flood car or something, because these parts are pretty pricey. They're not, I mean, they're not too bad. I'm in this car for a decent amount of money, but it's still a good deal. And you can buy these parts from Lincoln right now, and they're not too much money. I think this fender was like $300. That's not bad. The hood was $900. The headlight was a little ridiculous. I'm pretty sure I can buy a used headlight for a lot cheaper than what they want. I think they wanted like $1,500 or $1,600 for a headlight. I can get them for $1,000. The front bumper was the main issue. These bumpers are on back order. They said it'd be like 6 months to get a bumper, but that was like 3 months ago when I asked. I just been trying to find a vehicle the same color where I can rob all of these parts. I don't have to paint. Paint has gone stupid. The paint labor and the cost of paint has been ridiculous. The door is, I think they quoted $1,200 for a door, but that's just the shell. That's not bad. I can swap everything out on that. So this is the other Lincoln that we got that I've been working on. Not a fan of it so far. Super luxurious. And this is the other weird thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these Lincolns, but I find this kind of, I don't know how I feel about it. This door is not a door handle. It is a handle, but there's no like manual release for this door. There's just a button here, an electronic button. So when this car loses power, which it has lost power, the doors do not shut. Thankfully, I can keep it inside. See? They don't shut. Neither of them. None of them shut. They don't latch because you can't open them. There's no power on this vehicle. Same with the inside. There is no inside button or handle on this door panel. It's just that. You push that button and it opens the door. To me, that's retarded. I don't like that. What happened to a manual handle? You just pull it and opens the door. It has worked for 60, 70 years. Why can't it work now? You cannot tell me that people have gotten so lazy that they physically cannot pull open a handle. There, that way you guys can see it better because it's dark in here. But super nice interior. I mean, this is pretty dang luxurious, I think. Love the color combo. This is a reserve model. I think there's one model one step up higher than this one. I think it's like the black label. But this is the reserve model. So you got like the 50 position seat. Super, super nice vehicle. It's only got like 32,000 miles on it. But yeah, I thought that was pretty stupid. Like just that to me is something else. I don't understand it. But anyway, sorry for making such a long video. Just wanted to keep you guys updated of what I have been doing, why I have not been able to post videos. I'm just trying to get these vehicles done. If you guys want to see an update on the Fairlane, I have not done one in 2.5 years. It's very sad, but I did move. Everything got packed up into boxes, and I have been slowly finding said boxes that are still unaccounted for, trying to find them. This is the motor for the Fairlane. We have got it on an engine run stand. I got a couple more pieces to get for this thing, and then this will be running, hopefully. Then I can put it back in the car and drive it. My goal is to have this thing done before Christmas. I'm falling behind on that schedule. I will be completely honest, but I'm trying. I also pulled the heater box and put a new heater core in it. And the air inlet tube right here was rotten. I think I got a new one. Yeah, here it is. This is a new one. But yeah, if you guys want to see an update on this, let me know. I can do it. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I'll try and get to the yard and get you guys some more videos. I promise. We have a ton of cars coming in. I cannot keep track of them all. We actually got a few cool ones in. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next one.